Hi, Adris Malik here with the Frontline Canada special coverage. I'm outside and just to sort out, try out, catch out, talk out the people that what they are thinking about the election middle of the pandemic and what are their thoughts. Are they ready for the elections to be part of the electoral system on Monday or not? Let's see what they say.
Honestly, I think that the election is completely unnecessary. You know, we're in the middle of a pandemic. There's still a lot of people. I feel like the government is not doing enough for its people just to call in an election. And I think that Trudeau made a huge mistake doing that. I think the only reason he called in an election is he's hoping he's going to bolster enough seats for his party, which I have a feeling that's not going to happen. We're just going to be stuck with another minority government. Yeah, the pandemic has divided people along party line. There's not going to be any change. And even if there is the best case scenario, we get a change in government, but things will remain the same.
I thank you for reminding me. I just got my voting slip. I think the most important thing for me to do is exercise my right to vote. And also, in doing so, teaching my children that they have a voice in this and that they too can vote.
So, do you think that the majority government is the need of the people of the Canada?
It's a good question. I think that when I was younger, it wasn't as encouraged to go and vote and have your voice heard and stuff. But with this generation, they take an interest in what's happening politically, and they take an interest in decisions that are made for the greater good. And so I really like to see that kind of agency in children. And so, they too can get their voting ballot when they come of age and have their opinion on stuff.
So, what do you say if what is the thing that bar the people they are not getting too much interest in this election? If you find anything in your mind, then what will be the reason?
Well, I do think that we had a bit of a circus show watching the elections in the States, and our election by no stretch is as entertaining. And so I think a lot of people sort of come from this big, flashy ridiculousness to what an election is probably most likely to look like, and it's going to fall flat in younger people's eyes. We are in a society where people see one sentence but don't bother reading an entire article. So
may I say that the people of Canadians actually looking for the majority government, whoever the party is going to win, the Conservative or the Liberals, but the important thing is the majority government. What do you say about it?
I would think, ultimately the majority wins. Whether or not that's your individual opinion, I guess that's why you have to go out and vote. But, I was real surprised to see, especially in the States, that a bunch of people came out of the woodworks to vote for someone I thought would never get elected. But majority wins.
So, as per I asked different persons, they are not ready to vote. They are not thinking like that. I asked you and you said that thank you very much. You remind me.
Yes.
What is the reason behind this? The people are not very much concerned about this voting system?
It's a good question. I'm not sure I have the answer. I can honestly say, though, I think that this whole angle that the parties are using as this person will make sure that we are safe and everyone's vaccinated or everybody's this or everybody's that, and trying to use COVID-19 as a leverage point is a little bit sad. I think that although, yes, that's very important, it's time limited, in my opinion, and I guess I would say that maybe people are turned off to vote. I don't know if it's a matter of are you ready? Everybody seems to have an opinion on everything else. Certainly you can have an opinion on who you think should be running this country.
This is my last question. It's about the maturity of the political system. there is a two-party system is going on, and the small parties, they are not concerned about the small parties. So what do you think, that there is a need of a legislation, that there is the voting system has to be changed in some other way, that everyone who is getting the vote, he will be the part of the government or like that, and he has to participate something, because those parties, the conservative and the liberals, they are getting good percentage, and they always in a position to form the government, but the small parties just educating the people about the issues, but they are not going into the parliament.
You know, I wonder how much, and I'm not an expert, so I don't know how much funding the Conservatives or the Liberals have to for their campaigning. But obviously, smaller parties wouldn't certainly have the same budget, and a lot of it is, at the end of the day, exposure. So if you're able, and if you have a pretty large budget, then you can do much more marketing wise than you could if you were one of the smaller parties with a lot less support.
Thank you very much for your comments, and very, very, very nice to see you, and that you are with the current line. So the current line Toronto, thank you very much. So the current line Toronto is just getting out from this race of the conservative and the liberals. But the need of the people of the Canada is the majority government and the proper representations of the peoples in their ridings in the Parliament, Ottawa. Idris Malik, Current Line News, Toronto, Canada.